Hey y'all, hold up, wait a minute, let me get some in it. Hold up, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute, hold up. There we go. Hey y'all, it's your girl Ashley Monique, the host of Two Authentic Podcast, the podcast that's always keeping it real, raw, and too authentic. Each episode, we strive to be our best selves authentically while learning, healing, and growing together. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What's up, besties? Hey, y'all. What's good? Welcome back to another episode of Two Authentic Podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Monique, and y'all know what is going down today. Duh, a new episode, but I'm so excited. What's going on with y'all? How you feeling? How you living? Man, I've missed y'all. If this is your first time listening, watching, tapping in, man, you are now officially a bestie and I love you. Y'all. I miss y'all. When I'm not recording, I miss y'all. If you tap into me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, man, y'all see me, but I still miss y'all when I'm not recording, when I'm not talking to y'all, because this is my safe space too. This isn't just a safe space for y'all. This is also a safe space for me. So what's been going on with y'all? How you really doing? How are you doing? Like for real, for real. We checking in. We checking in. I'm temperature checking. I hate doing it, but I'm doing it. I hate when a nigga try to temperature check you. You know what I'm saying? Or a nosy person trying to just be in your business. They ain't praying for you. They praying on you. Okay. Listen, how are you really? Like, how are you feeling? How's your mental? How's your health? How's your body? What's been going on? Okay, okay. Tell me something good that happened this week. I know. Or you know what? Think of something good that happened this week. Just think about it for a moment. Just let your heart smile. Just take it in cuz listen, you deserve it, whatever it is, cuz I'm sure it probably wasn't just good, it was probably great, right? Huh. Okay. So, I hope you're giving yourself some grace this week too. Cause I had to tap into that with myself and y'all. I dropped the real cause for real, give yourself some grace. We be hard on ourselves sometimes, especially when we're transitioning into a new season in between seasons. Like everything is not going to change overnight. Everything is not happening in a flash, in a blink of an eye. It's okay. Slow down. Be gentle. And like I said, we be gentle to other people sometimes who don't even be deserving of it. You, yes, you, the one watching, the one listening, the one amongst the sound of my voice, you deserve it. So stop. Stop. I'm talking to myself too, but stop. For real. We really gotta do that. And the things you're building and working through, how's that going? How are you feeling about it? Okay, okay. I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm not gonna lie. I've been tired, but it's a good tired, so it's not like I'm complaining. Because when I tell y'all, I have not let that job that I clock into every day, I'm no longer letting them stress me. I will not. I'm coming in there. I'm doing my job. I'm doing my best not to bring that home with me, but whoo, we all right. We gon' make it. We gon' make it. We gon' make it. Mm, mm. Okay? We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. Make sure y'all go back. Excuse me. Check in, tap in on the latest episode. It was a full circle moment. It's talking about me being on the panel with Kerah Speaks. And that the calling series, that was just so great. I'm gonna get back to that in a moment. What else? What else has been going on? Not too much for real. The kids are getting ready to go back to school. Yeah, because they've been eating me out of house and a home. And I'm on year 3, maybe 4, almost 4. 3.5 years, no stamps. And when I say glory, I'm grateful God, but man, who got them? You want it? I got it. No, I needs that. When I tell y'all these kids be eating you out of house and a home, it's not just the boys, it's the girls too. It's the girls too. Okay. So it's just like, I'm glad they're going back to school. They ready, they excited. Sheen carts, all the carts full to capacity. And I'm looking at the cart total, my bank account, the cart total again. And then it's just me in the bank account. She looks at me and I look at her and I'm wondering where we gonna get the funds. Like for real, these kids are woo. It's exciting, 11th grade and 8th grade. So we're gonna see how this goes. But yeah, make sure y'all go check out that last episode of Full Circle Moment. That's me just talking about that weekend, Poor Minds, and me doing my first podcast panel, me being a guest, me being invited. That was really just something that I really did enjoy. And that was an experience. And I'm so grateful to God. And actually, I'm just really grateful for Kerah because, she reached out to me and things just aligned the way they were supposed to. Sometimes schedules don't be matching up, but when they do, they do. And they do that because that's how it's supposed to work. And that's just how God be making things align. So with that being said, let's get into today's guest. Kerah Whitfield is the founder of Kerah Speaks Media, a storytelling platform dedicated to creating meaningful conversations that inspire, educate, and connect people through the power of their stories. As an author, speaker, an Air Force veteran, and a content creator, Kerah is passionate about exploring purpose, healing, faith, and personal growth. She is also the creator and the host of the Calling series, a spin-off interview series that highlights the passion and purpose behind the work of creatives, entrepreneurs, and visionaries. Through every conversation, Kerah's mission is to remind people that, hey, every story matters and that sharing it has the power to impact someone else's life. Everybody, please welcome Kerah of Kerah Speaks.
Girl,
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good, good.
Can you hear these stupid dogs right now?
Uh-uh.
Okay, good, because they just barking. They're going crazy. They not my dogs. They my neighbor's dogs, and they get on my nerves.
She said, "Can you hear these dogs?"
They horrible. They just keep barking. They so loud.
They little dogs?
No, these sound like big dogs. They sound like the dogs upstairs and the dogs next. I live in a loft, so the walls are thin.
Got you, got you, got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Anyways, girl. So happy to see you.
It's you too, girl. How's
How you
everything been?
been?
I'm good.
Good, 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 good. So before we get into everything, let's just start off with who is Kerah?
Who is Kerah? Kerah is, man, a multitude of things. I am like an onion. Kerah is a veteran. Kerah is a sister, an aunt. Kerah is someone who loves, deep conversations, a creator, um, innovator, a leader, so many
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. What season are you in right now in your life?
Oh man, I am in a season of just be existing,
Hmm.
as existing in wholeness in my full
Yeah,
self.
that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Outside of what everyone sees, who 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 is Kerah in your private time though? Like just
Mm.
when it's just you by yourself.
Oh, just chill. Care by myself is chill, uh, very reflective, introspective. Um, I really love peace and quiet. That's why I'm mad about these dogs that's over here doing all this barking.
Right, right. And it's
Yeah,
Saturday. Like, come
yeah,
on. Hush. I'm at
yeah.
home. It's my day off. Please, please, please. I get it. I get it. So, one thing I love about your story and that people see on your platform, but they don't always see the woman who is becoming behind it. But tell me, how did the calling series come to life?
So the calling series came to be because actually I never planned to do the calling series. It just kind of happened that way. So I completed therapy last year, July 22nd of 2025.
Mm.
And I
Happy
decided,
anniversary, by the way.
thank you so much. And so I decided that I wanted to write a book called Healing Cost Me Everything. And I wanted to talk about my experience, not even necessarily my experience, but what I learned about myself, and speaking from a place of clarity, and just speaking from a place of being grounded. And I couldn't find books like that. And so I
Mhm.
put my books out and I got a lot of positive reviews, but then I ended up getting one negative review on Amazon. And the person was just like, you know what? I really tried to read this book, but it just really wasn't for me. I think it's really going to help people one day, but I just couldn't get through it because they didn't bring me into their life. And I can understand why they would say that, because the book is
Mm.
not a trauma dump. It's speaking from a place of somebody who is healed, and a lot of people
Right.
don't resonate with that because healing is hard. And so while I was rereading, the negative review, and I'm just looking at like, dang, like I put my all into this, and somebody can give me a negative review. And so the same day that I'm reading this negative review, somebody reached out to me, and her name is Creative Soul from Pain to Purpose podcast. And somebody I did not know, she reached out to me and she said, hey, I want you to come on the show and tell your story and promote your book. And so that moment I was like, wow, for somebody who didn't resonate with the book, there's always somebody out there who will see you. The right people will see you. The right people will come to you and tell you like, hey, I want you to tell your story. So that really meant something to me. And when that happened, I said, you know what? I want to do the same thing for other people. I want to give them that same feeling of being validated and seen, because, especially when you're creating something, you want people to
Yeah.
understand you.
Mhm.
You want people to feel you when you
Yeah.
creating something. And a lot of times what I've noticed is that as creators, even when we start off small, a lot of people don't really ask you why you do what you do. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I've talked to a lot of creators, small business owners, artists, people who start small and nobody asks them about what's going on in their internal world. And so that was something that I was just always thriving for. That was something that brought me to therapy. I always wanted to be seen. I wanted to be known. And so I wanted to offer that and extend that to other people who create, to other people who are doing what they called to do. So I decided to create the calling series and start talking to people about their story, because I believe everybody got a story.
Right. They do. They do. When you started this, did you feel ready? Did you have this mapped out, or are you just winging it? You figuring it out as you go?
I'm not gonna tell you I was figuring out as I go. For I am a planner.
Okay.
I didn't have everything all ready, but I did have things mapped out. I had already been creating content for a long time. I just started taking seriously within less than a year, but I was always creating content. I was taking pictures, I was doing something. So a lot of the equipment I had already had, but it was like little pieces that I was putting together over the years to kind of finally bring it together and create this brand, which is Kerah Speaks Media. And so while I didn't necessarily know exactly what I wanted to do, I did have a plan and I did kind of map out how I wanted to do things. So I wasn't going blind, but I definitely did. I definitely knew how I wanted to present it. I'll say that.
Got you. Got you. That's good because a lot of us, we just go in here like,
Yeah.
with a flashlight trying to figure it
Yeah.
out. We like,
Yeah.
what? But um, what has building taught you about yourself during this process?
Oh, man. It taught me that to no longer shrink. There was always a light that I have always possessed. Always. I always say it's the Holy Spirit for sure. But there has always been a light, and I never wanted to shine too bright because I would always want people to, I didn't want to make people feel small, right? So I would always be thinking about everybody else's emotions, everybody else's feelings. And so, although I knew I had this light, I wanted to share the light with other people. But sometimes when you have a light, it doesn't always illuminate in other people. It makes other people feel exposed. That light will
Yeah,
sometimes burn people,
yeah.
and they will resent you for that light. And so, building in this season made me start to appreciate that light and shine even more, not trying to, not in an egotistical kind of way, but in a pain, in a gratitude type of way, being thankful for the gift that I have, the gift to allow people to be seen, the gift to be a vessel, the gift to give other people a platform so they can speak their truth and tell their stories. So it's just to allow my light to shine and just be who the Heavenly Father told me to be. That's it.
I know that's right. Was there ever a moment you questioned yourself with the calling?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, because when you're making content and it means something to you, and people are now watching.
Right.
You got low views, and you're just like, people don't care. I think that's one thing that when I really started to question was when I finished therapy, and I'm like, I got all of this clarity. I know people gonna relate to it. And I started to put the content out talking about things I learned, and I'm healing and healed. But when you start talking about heal, what I have come to learn is talking about healing is not common for
No.
people. When people say that when I say that I graduated therapy, people be like, you can do that? Yeah, yeah, I didn't know you can graduate therapy. And so people kind of like side eye you a little bit. And so I realized, like, oh, this is not something that people can relate to, which
Mhm.
did not translate into views. And so it made me question if, like, if this is something that I should be talking about, or if this even matters to people.
Mhm.
And so that's why I kind of pivoted into the calling series, because I realized, like, not to say that there are people out there who haven't finished therapy, because there are. They're just not mainstream. There's just not a lot of stories that are in the public like that.
Right.
So I definitely question whether I should continue to do this, because I just didn't have people to mirror that experience to me.
Right. But I'm glad you did that because even though you felt like it didn't hit where it was supposed to hit, eventually it landed in the hands of people it's supposed to. But
Right.
also, like you said, healing is everybody's not in the healing process yet.
Yeah.
Some people are still in the trauma, in the PTSD, in the abuse. So seeing that, they're like, I don't even know how I'm going to get to that. And
Hmm.
you making it look good. And they're probably, especially if you in the thick of your healing, you like, girl, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, like, don't nobody want to see you looking
Yeah.
all happy.
Yeah.
Nobody want to hear that, especially when they in the thick of it. But that also shows people that are thinking about it in the thick of it, like, this is what it can look like.
Yeah.
This is what it feels like. This is what it sounds like. And that gives people hope too.
Yeah.
And hope when you don't know what your next day, your
Mm.
next moment gonna look like,
Yeah.
that's something that people gonna grasp
Mm.
on. So outside of talking about that and talking about purpose, you also talk about the work it takes to become the person in that. When did you realize healing had to become a priority for you?
During therapy. During therapy, that was actually something similar that my former therapist used to ask me. She said, "Why are you so intentional about therapy?" Because I was doing work outside of therapy, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, the work doesn't just stop and start in therapy. You have to do the work outside of therapy. So I was reading
Yes.
books, I was journaling, I was really putting my patterns on paper, you know.
Mm.
Um and so I've been intentional about every single thing I do. So healing was no different. I knew that it was something that I had to do because I wanted to change. Honestly, the catalyst was after I had a friendship breakup. And it wasn't
Mm.
just with one person. It was 4 friends. And it
Oh,
wasn't all at once. It was like in succession. So it was a back-to-back thing, but it wasn't
that
like
could be heavy
quickly.
though.
It was very heavy. It was
Yeah.
very heavy. So I was constantly having to grieve friendships and certain seasons of these friendships. And there's a lot of things that come with that. There's accountability.
Mhm.
There's grief. There is unpacking. There is unlearning. And so when that happened, it made me say, okay, this is not the first friendship breakup that I have had. And I keep having friendship breakups that kind of end like
Mhm.
this. So let me unpack, what is this? That why does this keep happening in this way? Because it was very painful and I wanted to figure out what was going on. So that's when I started taking therapy seriously. That's when I started really looking at myself. And once you start to look at yourself, eventually the mirror is going to flip and you're going to start looking at your circle.
Girl, yes.
Yeah. And so when you start to change from the inside out, then your circle has to change. And so
Mhm.
while if there was nothing like no big blow up or anything like that, once I started to change, I realized that I just wasn't in alignment and I didn't have the same values and the same purpose as I had in those circles. And so I just started to change over time. And then I was praying a lot, and I became this person because heartbreak changes you,
Mm.
and so does healing.
Yeah. What was one of the major things you had to unlearn and unpack during that time?
Whew, so many things, but the one of the major things is people pleasing.
Mm.
People pleasing, trying to manage other people's emotions, making my needs and expectations smaller so I can meet theirs. And I was always abandoning myself for them until I just couldn't anymore.
Right.
There would be times where I would ask for things and they were like, oh, but I would just take whatever excuses they would give me, right? Oh, well, they care about me. So as long as they care about me, that's enough. And so I would just go for as long as I could. Now I have a great capacity for love, a great capacity for friendship, but it's not endless, right? So
Mhm.
I would just take it and take and take until it just got too heavy. It got too heavy. So I was not only carrying and managing the expectations of one friendship, I was managing and carrying the expectations of multiple friendships.
Yeah.
So once I put that down, I was like, I can't do this anymore. So that was the biggest thing, is learning how to stop people pleasing and choosing myself and thinking about, what does Kerah need in this situation?
Yeah.
Identifying my core needs. I think that's what we kind of mess up in friendships, relationships, family dynamics, is we don't identify our core needs. Because if you don't know what your core needs are, how are you going to ask anybody for anything? How are you even going to know if you are being fulfilled in that relationship?
Mm.
So I identified what it is that I needed to be whole in a
Yeah.
relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. Not everybody knows that. So how did you figure that out? What was the conversation you had with yourself to say, Kara, what do you need from other people?
Um I thought about what felt empty. I thought about what felt empty. What was I not getting? And when I thought about what I didn't like, I don't like surface level conversations. So what's the opposite of surface level conversations or surface level connections? Depth.
Mhm.
So I said,
Right.
okay, I need emotional depth. I need connection. I need somebody to be curious about me. You know, I'm a person.
Yeah.
I ask a lot of questions when I meet people, and that makes people feel seen. Of course it does. When people ask things about you and want to get to know you, it makes people feel seen. But a lot of times it wasn't reciprocated. And so
Mhm.
I said, okay, so I need emotional depth. I need presence. I don't, it's one thing to have people physically there, but if you're just physically there and you're not in tune with me, then
Yeah.
what's
Then
the
what are we
point?
doing? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I need someone who is who's not necessarily a mind reader, but that they have that intuitiveness, that that thoughtfulness. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Considerate. That
Cons-
consideration.
consideration. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I know your faith has been such a big part of your journey, but growth also requires boundaries, like you said. How has your faith evolved through your journey?
Ah, I'll say this. Um, my faith has evolved because before, when I would have or pick friendships or pick relationships or just anything, I would just go into it. I wouldn't even pray about it. I
Mm.
wouldn't pray until it was when something was wrong. Like, okay, you pray that prayer, that prayer
Mm.
that's like a Rico sweep. Yeah, you pray that prayer. That's when
Sleep,
I would
sleep.
right. I would pray that prayer in the end. But now I started to realize I need to pray. Am I supposed to be like align me with the right people?
With
Like
the right
that's not something that I was praying for before. I needed to pray to ask the Heavenly Father to put the right people in my life so I'll know that they're supposed to be there. Show me it. Should I connect with this person?
Mhm.
Don't let me connect with my wounds. Let me connect from the healed parts of me. So my faith
Yeah.
has it has definitely evolved in a way, not necessarily evolved, but it has been more of a priority when it comes to my relationships.
What does trusting God look like for you when you don't have all the answers during this journey?
Somebody asked me that same question. Somebody asked me that same. Honestly, trust for me is it's not knowing that everything is going to work out, or not necessarily work out, but it's trust for me is not that everything is going to work out in the way I want to, the exact way. Trust for me is just knowing that everything is going to be okay. Like
Yeah.
even if it's not okay, I'm going to be okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just don't matter. I don't care how bad. I always say this. I can lose everything today. I promise you I'm going to get it back.
Yeah, absolutely. What boundary changed your life?
Mm. What boundary changed my life? Rem- um People don't get access to me that don't care for me. And when I say care, I don't mean just like me. I mean care for
Yeah,
me.
that's the
I need you
difference.
to hold me with care. I need you to think about my feelings. I need you to think about how would Kara feel if I did this or if I said this. Let me think about what's going on in her internal world. That type of care, because that's the type of care I give to people I love. So if you don't care for me, you can't be in my life.
Mm. Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm.
When did you learn that boundaries aren't being selfish?
I think I've always known that. I just didn't have good boundaries. I just didn't
It's
have good
hard
boundaries.
sometimes because I think with the boundaries, for me, I know it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna treat people how I want to be treated, and then sometimes we may be going above and beyond, and then you're like, hold on, I'm not even getting a little bit, or they're just breadcrumbing me. And like you said, you got to really take a step back and be like, okay, what do I need? And you got to sit in that for a minute and really feel it
Hmm.
in order to know what you need. You got to cut a lot of things off and a lot of people to feel that, to truly know what
Hmm.
you need.
Yep.
But
For sure.
the boundary part, I've just not just, but the last couple of years, I've really been on that heavy. And at
Yeah.
first, you're like, did I just do that? Did I just set that? And then you're like, okay, then you're waiting to see how it goes, because also setting boundaries is going to also show you like you said, who cares about you, who respects you, who honors you. Because if they don't respect the boundary, they really don't have
Hmm.
no regard for you, no consideration at all.
Yep.
How do you balance serving others while still protecting your own peace?
Hey, let me tell you something. I listen. This is so the call. That's why the calling series and doing this is so different for me now. That's why I know my therapist would be so proud of me. I miss her. If y'all live in Georgia, her name is Delian Martin. Look her up. She's a great therapist. But the what has changed for me is I doing something like this used to be so heavy for me because I used to pick up everybody's issues and I used to want to be a fixer. Like, let me
Mm.
tell you something, let me give you something that's going to help you get through whatever it is you get through. And I used to feel so responsible for helping people see their light and to see the Holy Spirit in them. But now, doing the calling series is I'm just a vessel. I'm just allowing you to speak. I don't have to pick up everybody's issue. I don't have to pick up anybody's issue. I can leave
Yeah.
it on the floor. I can, and
Right.
I'm choosing to whether if I want to be a safe space for people. There's this guy that I work with, and he came in my office, and everybody comes in my office at work. I don't know. They think I'm a therapist or something, but I'm not. Uh, but he came in my office. He said, Miss Whitfield, I want to talk to you something. I need some advice. I said, no, no. I said, I ain't got nothing for you. He said, why? You give good advice. You got a good head on your show. You very wise. I said, yes, but that came at a cost. That came at a cost. I said,
Mhm.
healing cost me everything. Cause it
Yeah.
did. It cost me friendships. It cost me peace. It cost me myself. And it cost me it cost me just me. You know what I'm saying? So I said,
Mm.
no, I can't, even though I might have it to give, I might have the capacity today, but I got to think about future Kerah. The future Kerah
Mhm.
might be depleted. So no, I can't
Right.
give you no advice about your girlfriend. I don't care how small or how big it is. Okay, I can't do it today. And you don't listen
No
no
trauma
way.
dumping.
No, no, no more trauma dumping. So no, it's just being able to say, no, I'm gonna leave. You keep your stuff with you, and I'm gonna go on about my day. And I don't feel bad about that. It's not my job to fix people. The work belongs to them. Just like I had to do the work for myself, they
Mhm.
got to do for the work for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Another part of your story that has shaped you is your experience as being a Black woman and being in the military.
Mm.
How did the military shape you to be the woman you are today?
Ooh, we're gonna need a whole nother episode for that. Listen, listen, listen. The military, it has, I don't want to say it's done more harm than good. I don't want to say that.
Mhm.
It has refined, I will say this, it has refined my resiliency. I am more tenacious, and I'm definitely more driven. I will say that. The military, through its negatives and positive, the life that I am able to live is because I am a veteran, an Air Force veteran. Um, but there are a lot of things that I have experienced in the military that has shaped my mindset and my perspective about life. Uh, and just it's hard enough being a Black woman, period, but there are
Mhm.
other things that you experience being a Black woman, and you can't turn that off. You can't turn being a Black woman off. Like,
Yeah.
the uniform protects you from certain things, but you're still Black and you're still a
Mhm.
woman. And so, having there is a certain trauma that comes from being in the military, and there's trauma from just being a civilian in the world. So when you add that on top of each other, it's a tangled web. But I am thankful for the relationships that I have gained being in the military. I met some really smart, dedicated, and successful Black women. I'm actually going to be writing a book about Black women in the military.
That's
That's
dope.
gonna be that's gonna be coming soon, because I want to tell our stories. When you think
Mhm.
about patriotism, we think about white men. You know,
Yeah.
you
And they
know,
flag.
right, right.
USA.
Right, right. But it's so many Black women who have to swallow their identity to lead. And I don't think that's fair. Like, we have to become something else in order
Yeah.
to serve. And so I want to, that's what this book is going to talk about. It's going to talk about the identity that is quieted being in the military.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, that's gonna be a good book. That's gonna be a good book. What lessons from that season still serve you from being in the military?
Mm. What lessons still serve me? You can't tell me I can't. There's nothing you can tell me I can't do. Nothing. That's
Yeah.
one thing I will say. I can do anything. If I whisper a prayer about it, I'm gonna get it.
Mm.
There is nothing that I cannot do. I don't care what nobody tell me. If you tell me I can't, if you tell me I can't run a marathon, I'm gonna train for it tomorrow.
I know that right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, as being a Black woman, we're often celebrated for being strong. Have you softened since getting out of the military, and what has that taught you?
In some areas, it took a while though. It took a while. Uh, and I was in a male dominated career field. I was a cop. So
Okay, you an
yeah,
MP.
yeah. There in some ways I have. But it took time because I mean I was only in 5 years, but the military is just like so ingrained in you and it's like in your nervous system that it takes a while
Yeah,
for it to kind of just like get out. I am able to rest being in the military, it gives you a lot of anxiety. Like everything's got to go, 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 go. So when you get
mhm.
out and you realize the world is not like that, like you can rest. Like you can call out of work and not feel bad about it. Right? Like
Right.
I could take a day off and I'll be okay. Like I'm not gonna get chewed out when I get back to work because I didn't go back to work or I
Right.
decided to take a day off. You know, taking a day off, resting. Those things are not, you know, those things are frowned upon in the military,
Yeah.
especially as a Black woman. Like we're constantly known to be strong. We're constantly known to be of service and give our labor to people. So imagine how much more so it is and how much of a toll that takes on the mental as a Black woman in the military. So getting out, it allowed me to say, I can rest. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
okay if I don't do anything today. I don't have to be of service into people. And the ways that it hasn't softened me is I cuss like a sailor.
That ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere. That's a stress reliever.
It is. It really is. It's a couple pew pew pew. Oh my goodness. Okay. What does leadership look like to you now, being
Leading by
outside of the military?
leading by example. Leading by example, but not not forcing people to do something, you know, just
Mhm.
being myself. I think that's something that I'm also learning in being in this creative space as well. I'm noticing that me just simply existing and walking in my purpose allows people to look within themselves to think about what they want to do. So I think in a way I'm not trying to be a leader. I'm not trying to be a trailblazer, but I think when you are a vessel you are also being a leader as well. Being a vessel is allowing the Father to use you in a way that allows people to look within themselves and turn to him too. If I can say something or I can do something just by walking in my own purpose that allows somebody to say, hey, let me pray about what I want to do. Let me find out what my heart's desires are. I think that is a example of leadership. So for me, leadership just simply looks like just being a vessel.
'Cause that could be heavy sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah, something
How
you
do you manage that?
well, being a vessel is less heavy than trying to be a fixer.
Okay, I'll give you that because you really just gotta be obedient when you be in a vessel and you just
Yeah,
gotta listen. But
yeah,
that could be scary too, going to new waters when you don't know what's going on. You're like, okay, Lord,
yeah,
you sure? I know you sure, but you sure? You sure?
yeah,
Like you got the right Ashley.
yeah,
Did you check the last name?
yeah, yeah.
Wow. What did you have to unlearn from always being the strong one?
Hmm. What did I have to unlearn from always being the strong one? That it's okay for me not to be okay. It's okay for me to put it
Mhm.
down. It's okay for me to put everybody's stuff down. I'm not an octopus. I can't carry everybody else's baggage. Okay?
Right.
I got to put it down. It's okay. They won't die. They won't fail.
Yeah.
They won't leave. That was another thing. I felt like I always had to be so strong and not just strong carrying other people's emotions, but strong holding together relationships. I had to be the one to be the mature one. I had to be the one to be the diplomatic one. I had to be the one to fix whatever conflict that we had. And I
Yeah.
had to learn that you don't always have to be that one. Friendship, relationships takes compromise. It takes work on both sides.
Both
You don't
ends.
you
Yeah.
don't always have to reach over the line to pull somebody across to come to an understanding, to meet you, to have a conversation. You don't always have to be the first one to apologize. And that's what I am still learning in relationships, is how to continue to be whole without abandoning myself.
Mm, that's good. That's good. Okay. So we're gonna transition a little bit. We just gonna
Okay.
go to a little hot take.
Okay.
So healing is
Hard. Hard.
okay. Success is
Success. It's got to be one word, or like, can I
no, whatever
expound?
you want.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Heal. A success is about success is slow. If you want it to last. Success is slow. And success looks like whatever makes you feel fulfilled. I don't think success is a number, or a certain status. I think it's a feeling. If you feel fulfilled and you feel your most whole and full self when you're creating or whatever it is that you're doing, I think that's successful.
Yeah. Authenticity means
Authenticity means not shrinking, um speaking up for yourself even when your voice shakes. Authenticity means being obedient and staying true to who the Father called you to be. Authenticity is simply popping. Can I cuss?
yes, girl.
Okay, it's just popping your shit.
Right. Right. And let's be clear, popping your shit is not out here being arrogant. It's not out here thinking you know it all. It's just simply, you know what? My light will no longer be dim. It's
Yeah.
standing in who you are and owning it and loving it and glowing and just,
Yes.
yes, pop it, pop it. Rest is,
Rest is okay. It's okay to rest, especially Black women. We ain't got to fill up our to-do list on Saturdays and Sundays. I know we don't
yeah,
get much time, especially you mothers out there. I'm not a mother, but I be windmilling in the street by single mothers, okay? Because I was raised by a single mother.
yeah,
And it's okay for us to rest. We feel so guilty when we're laying down. It's like, I need to be productive. Says who? Who told us that?
yeah.
Who told us that we got to be productive? That's the question we need to ask ourselves when we feel like we're doubting ourselves, or we feel like we got to be do something. We need to ask ourselves, who told me that?
Who
Who
told me
told
that?
me that?
Yeah.
Nobody.
'Cause man, my mama be on it on Saturday. She, y'all still in the bed? Y'all, yes. But I also had to tell myself, like you said, it's okay to lay in the bed till 8 o'clock, past 8 o'clock, because we get up so early during the week. But also, I had a military mom, so when she got up, the whole house got to be up, and we
Yeah.
doing what she said do. But once I got older, I was like, what are we doing all that for?
Mhm.
What's the rush?
Yeah.
But like you said, it's okay to rest. It's okay to lay in your bed. You don't
Mhm.
always have to be doing something.
For sure.
You're right, right. Right now, I'm protecting.
Oh, I'm protecting me. I'm protecting me. Can't nobody come over here with no foo la la. Okay? Don't don't come over here with the bull if you ain't healed, if you ain't in
Mhm.
therapy, if you
Yeah.
ain't praying, if you ain't taking accountability, if you don't
Mhm.
have the emotional intelligence, the emotional maturity, don't come over here playing, because can't nobody get access to me without doing the work.
Hmm. Yeah. You ain't messing up what we got going on.
No, no.
Right now, I'm releasing.
I'm releasing everybody else's expectations of what I should be, what kind of friend I should be to them, what kind of person I should be. that's what people think about me is not my business. I am who I am and who I have worked hard to be. Nobody, whatever narrative people want to create about me, whatever, if I'm the villain in your story, fine, because you a cockroach in mine. I don't care.
My younger self would be proud because,
Oh, mm. My younger self would be proud because we're
and
free.
okay, and let me add to that. What would you tell her right now?
Oh man. Mm. What would I tell her? I would tell her that your words matter.
Mm,
Your words matter. What you feel matters. It's
yeah.
important. It's you're not too much. You're just enough.
Mm,
You have a great capacity for love. You understand yourself. You understand people. But you are enough and you are not too much. You're not too hard to love. And there are people who are going to come that are going to meet you exactly where you are.
I love that. For the woman listening right now who knows she's called to something bigger, but fear is holding her back, what would you tell her?
A lot of people, especially in the church or believers, would say don't fear, and
Mm,
we shouldn't fear. But I think fear is a natural emotion. But your emotions are natural, but we don't allow our emotions to control us. So
yeah.
acknowledge the fear, acknowledge the fear, and then pray about what you're supposed to do. Pray that He'll help you push through that fear. Think about what it is that brings you joy. When you think about doing something that you love, or you think about being your most free, how do you feel in your body? Where do you see yourself? And I think that's why it's so important to pay attention to our bodies when we think about, especially when we're doing something that we love. So we feel the tension release. We
Yeah.
our face feels lighter. We feel lighter. So I would challenge people to think about where in your body do you feel your most free or your most relaxed. And when you're thinking about the thing that you desire, pray about that. Pray that He brings you to that He walks you to that. And it's sometimes it's not going to come out of the blue, right? He's just not going to put it on your plate. But what He is going to do, He's going to give you little steps and just keep saying yes to
Mhm.
the next step. Like, for
Yeah.
instance, when I decide I'm going to create content, okay, I'm going to buy a laptop. All right. I need some. I'm just buy some lighters. I'm gonna buy a microphone. It's just saying yes to those little things until it creates a bigger picture. It's just like a puzzle piece. You got this piece here, you got this, it's
Yeah.
all scrambled up. You don't know what it looks like. The box can tell you what the final piece look like. I can see that. But you
Yeah.
got to put the pieces together. And you might put a
Mhm.
corner together. And then you might put the top, the middle together. And then
Yeah.
eventually those little pieces start to make a
Pieces
full
gonna come
pictures.
together.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So I would just say start with one thing. And then what I have learned is when I start with one thing, I'll get ideas about other things that I didn't even know I wanted to do. Like the
Yeah.
Calling Series live show, I mean, I knew I wanted to be on a panel, but I didn't know I wanted to host it. Like, that's not something I was looking forward to. I thought somebody was going to invite me. But, the Heavenly Father said, no, you build a table. Let me worry about the audience. And so
Mm.
just do one thing at a time, and then He'll give you other ideas. Just be obedient to that one thing first.
Good. That's good. What's next for Kerah Speaks in the Calling series?
Oh man. Hey, I'm just doing one thing at a time. Um what I am doing though, I'm starting to reach out to small business owners locally, and just people that have a story, because a lot of people, they invest a lot in their businesses, you
Yeah.
know. And some people have really meaningful stories as to why they start, especially these mom and pop
I was just
places.
about to say that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
some people, like, they invest their whole life savings. Like, people like, oh, I lost my car, or I moved across state to start here, and they're really inspiring. And we hear a lot of stories about people having small businesses, and then they losing their business after a year and things like that. So I really want small business owners to tell their stories, and kind of just like inspire somebody. And not, I'm talking about people who might not be a chain restaurant, like people who really are really just trying to keep their business afloat and really want to serve their community. So yeah.
That's dope. I love that. So tell everybody where they could find you on social media.
So you can find me on all platforms at Kerah Speaks, just like you see it written right, yeah, down here. Yeah, down here. Kerah Speaks on YouTube. You can go to kerahspeaks.com where you can get my book. I have some shirts and things like that. I am on Instagram at Kerah Speaks, and I think I'm on TikTok with the same name. Now I want to let y'all know my TikTok is shenanigans. Okay, don't go to my TikTok
She be
expecting me to.
cutting up over there.
My
I
TikTok is
love it
shenanigans.
though.
I told you I'm a multitude of things. Okay, I cuss. Okay, I'm not a mental. Let me say this: I am not a mental health professional. I am not in mental health spaces. I am not
Mm-mm.
licensed. I am just somebody who went to therapy and here to tell my story. Okay, because it worked for me. But I am not a mental health professional. I'm just a
And
regular
you
person.
really be putting that disclaimer up too. Like I want y'all to know.
Cause y'all
They
ain't
must
gonna be
be
coming to
like,
me.
Karen, I need ask Karen. Like,
No, I listen, I'm a vessel. I am no longer the fixer. Don't come to me and don't try to sue me because you said Kerah told me that no. Kerah ain't told you nothing.
they're gonna be calling you Dr. Brian Part 2.
Oh, hey, I don't have no doctorate and I don't have no regala. I don't have none of that.
No, that is so funny. I just want to thank you first of all for the calling series being on the panel because that was just dope. Everybody coming
Yeah.
together, meeting new people, me doing new things,
Mm,
trying new things and stepping out. I really do appreciate that. That whole experience was just beautiful and it
yeah.
filled up my cup even more and just overflowed it and really just got some extra gears in me just
Yeah.
going. So I do appreciate that. I want to thank you for coming because, girl, we have been trying to get this together. I'm coming
Yeah.
over there next. I'll come join you and Kerah Speaks, the calling series. I'm gonna come up over there and tell my
Mm-hmm.
story because
Yeah.
every story can impact everyone's life in a different way. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely down for that. So, any final words?
Just be yourself, man. If you, and I know that's so cliche to say, but I spent so much time performing as the strong friend, the dependable friend, the friend who don't need anything. And while I am dependable and strong and generous and all of those things, there are things that I also needed to. So if you are a person who is a people pleaser, just like I was, um, my question is to you is all out of all the things that you give people, the consideration, the grace, the understanding, when you gonna give it to yourself? Because
Yeah.
you need it too. If those
Mhm.
same people cannot fill your cup the same way that you feel theirs, then that's some reevaluating you got to do. And I'm not saying cut those people off. All I'm saying is, what do you need? Because what you need matters too. We spend
Yeah.
so much time thinking about, well, what does this need? How can I be better for them? How can I be better for them? But do they think about how they can be better for you?
Mm. Yeah.
So, yeah, just,
I love
think,
it.
what do you want? That's my question.
Mm. That's good. What do you want? All right, besties. I love y'all. Make sure you guys are following y'all know on all the social medias to Authentic Podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe to the newsletter as well on Substack. I love you. I like you. I am the host of Two Authentic Podcast, and I will talk to y'all later. Talk to you later, girl. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.